Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes Reacts. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively we are the Office Blokes.
Yep.
A couple of other YouTube channels, Patreon page, social media merch, all that good stuff. Just click the link. Click it.
You know what to do.
Click it. Don't just hover around it. Give it a good old click.
It's a good link.
Yeah, it's a nice link. Right, people who have way too much time on their hands. You've queued this one up, Daz.
Yeah, I was thinking of you two. I did it.
I wish. I wish. What is it?
I don't know.
People have got too much time on their hands.
So is it going to be people doing just dumb
Stupid
stuff, do you
things
think?
because they've got nothing else better to do.
I think nothing else better to do. That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
Just doing like stuff that you wouldn't normally see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I think I can do that. I saw it the other day. I can do that. That's what it'll be.
I googled both your names and this is what came up.
You like us to say think we can do basketball, I think.
Well,
Anyway.
what I think is when you get the people throwing a disc into a PlayStation and stuff like
A million
that.
times.
Yeah, that's you must have too much time on your hands
Yeah.
because how many goes is that taking?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into it.
Sometimes you're quite happily going about your day when you suddenly realize you have absolutely nothing to do. Sure, there's technically always something you should be doing, but those things are usually boring and are best avoided.
Bored! No. Bored!
The people in this video had a bit too much time on their hands, but instead of doing nothing, they decided to do some of the most interesting and unusual things possible. Ready to see them? Let's get it on! Offices are probably the place you're most likely to find yourself with nothing to do, or even find yourself procrastinating on the thing you're meant to be doing. Don't worry, we won't tell your boss. So, what do you do if you find yourself just staring at the wall? Make it less boring. This office has invented post-it note murals. It probably kept these bored office workers busy for hours. It's got everything you need. Plus, you can't get in trouble with the boss like you would if you painted the wall. It takes up hours of your time, and you then have something to look at when you're done. It's simple, but very effective. Dice.
That's really so unsatisfying. Like it looked great. Why leaf blower it all off?
What a waste.
Oh, that's annoying me.
What a
That.
waste. What a waste.
Be used in any number of time-wasting games. We've all lost a rainy afternoon or two playing Monopoly, but have you ever thought of just using the dice to fill your free time? This man uses dice to build huge portraits, and it's amazing.
Wow.
We have no idea how long it took him to work out how to use the dots on the dice in just the right way to create shading on
That's
his
amazing.
portraits, but it must have been hours. They're so good they could almost be photographs. We have no idea how he does it, but we do know it's a great way to spend all his time, even if he never gets to work. If you're bored, why don't you go hiking? It's good for you. Not your cup of tea? Then why don't you take some time to freak out a few hikers? This guy has some amazing talent, which he's chosen to use to blow the minds of passersby. His illusion painting skills are second to none, and putting it out in nature makes it even more interesting. Just as art, it's pretty amazing.
That's
But just
Mario.
picture the faces of
Right,
anyone who walks past without knowing he was there painting that for hours.
Just see a bird just fly full pelt into it.
Yeah.
A lot of dead birds around the bottom of the trunk.
Cheers, mate.
You have to wonder how many people crawled through the bushes to get a closer look. They'll probably never see the world the same way again after glimpsing the
Wow.
floating tree out of the corner of their eye. Creativity can appear in surprising places, and sometimes the most interesting creatives can make amazing things out of commonplace objects. This Lego wall is already cool just as an interior design statement, but if you know what you're doing, you can find all its hidden rooms with little scenes frozen in time inside them. One is modeled after a nightclub in LA. Another shows a little Lego man being abducted by aliens while his Lego friend takes a selfie in front of it. There's also a paradise room with lights that can change colors. If you keep going, you'll even find a tiny version of the actual house it's in inside it, like Lego Inception. Why? Who knows? But it's pretty cool. Your kitchen's overloaded with time-wasting objects. Try building a complex piece of Pringle art.
Wow.
Or maybe you want to test your sculpting skills by turning a banana into a lifelike Darth Vader.
Matron.
What are we watching here?
I know.
That's just creepy.
Oh, dearie me.
You got one of them toys, ain't you, Dave?
Yeah, good to see.
Otherwise, if you're as weird as this person, you could take all the seeds out of a strawberry for no reason at all. Maybe you want to use all your spare time to exercise, but you don't like going to the gym. Or you can't choose between a workout and art. This guy came up with a solution. He makes art by exercising without a gym in sight. He makes snow murals, huge ones, and all he needs to make them is his snowshoes. It takes him about 40,000 steps to make one snow drawing, so he's definitely getting a good workout. And he can only do about 5,000 steps in an hour. That means he can waste a whole day of free time on just one drawing. So between the exercise, the art, and the time wasting, this is a multi-benefit hobby. Sitting on the toilet? Try braiding your toilet paper. Do you have kids or maybe some housemates that love their arts and crafts? Then you have a wealth of time-wasting objects at your disposal. Gather all their pencils and turn them into a huge tower. Or steal just one sheet of paper and spend the next few hours turning it into an intricate hummingbird like this. No, we don't know how. Just wing it. Some people find they have too much time and decide to use it to improve something in the world. Or they do this. This is a road-legal sofa car. It's both bizarre and actually quite amazing. Ed China really went all out when inventing it, insisting that it looks like a normal sofa in a living room while still offering all the features needed on a normal car. Anything you can think of that needs to be on a car is hidden there somewhere. Most obviously, the pizza tray is the steering wheel, but everything else has a purpose too. The clock hides a speedometer. The Turkish Delight slides to change gears. The can of Guinness is an old-fashioned fly-off handbrake. The ignition and other essentials are hidden under the specific fabric cover. Imagine riding around on that thing. I can't tell if it's crazy or brilliant. At work?
Brilliant.
No problem. We have tips for you too. If you're a car mechanic, you can build a gorilla out of tires.
Wow.
Work in the logging industry?
Was that a gorilla?
Really,
or
looked
an
like an
elephant?
Elephant, wasn't it, I think? Yeah.
Can't tell if it's crazy or brilliant. At work? No problem. We have tips for you too. If you're a car mechanic, you can build a
It's an elephant.
Elephant, isn't it?
Looks like an elephant to me.
Yeah.
gorilla out of tires. Work in the logging industry? You can always aim for perfection. And if you work in construction, you can always build a life-size gorilla out of nails.
There's your
Or at
gorilla.
least you can try. We wouldn't manage it. If we still haven't given you enough ideas about how you can waste your time, here are a few more. First, have a look at what you have lying around your house. You know that annoying collection of coins you have in a bowl or at the bottom of your bag? Try making a sculpture out of them. You might have memories of painting a picture of your family in a spare hour of your childhood. But what if you're an adult with 210 hours to waste? You can still do a portrait of your dad, right? That's what this guy did. He wanted to create a portrait of his dad, but he gave himself a bit of a challenge. He decided to do it entirely out of tiny ink dots. It's an actual art form called Pointillism, and it's definitely something most of us don't have the skill or patience to execute. So, 3.2 million tiny dots later, and he has an amazing portrait of his dad. Pretty impressive. It's not just office workers that get bored though.
Wow.
That stressed me out too much
Just
doing
not
that
have the
though.
patience to do that.
I'd probably get about 8 dots in and go, fuck it.
I can't say. I'm trying to learn
It
patience.
looks like me dad a bit, so.
I mean, afterwards, I'd can't be like going, why the fuck am I doing this to me, Dad? Go at the pub.
I've got a picture of him there, so that'll do.
Have a more dangerous job than someone in accounting, like a job that makes use of heavy machinery. But if you do the same thing every day, you're bound to get tired of it. There's always an opportunity to use what you have creatively though. Why not play tic-tac-toe with construction vehicles? That combines the ultimate time-wasting game with a giant machine that could potentially cause someone's death. A truly perfect combination and very entertaining. So, you're the kind of person who wastes so much time that you don't bother to do basic things like wash your car. Normal, boring people would wash it when it gets dirty, but there has to be something better to do with it, like learning how to paint with the dust. This guy obviously got so good at dust painting that he moved beyond his own car, and now has to ambush strangers' cars that are innocently parked outside a supermarket. At least he's really good at it, or who knows how many angry car owners he would have to face on a daily basis. No matter
You just get naughty words drawn in your car in this country, don't
I've
you?
seen the dust out over it as well.
Have you?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen a few cars with it on.
Right.
I've never
I
seen
don't know
that.
if someone goes around a specific area.
Yeah.
I've seen a few cars with it on.
Right.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Might be Banksy. Maybe he's
At first I thought it was a sticker, and I thought,
Yeah.
who'd put that in the car?
Yeah.
Then I realised it was in the dust.
Yeah, it's a
I've
really
seen it on the
well,
back of a van.
Before.
really well drawn cock and balls on the back of loads of cars.
Clean me.
Yeah.
what life throws at you, there's always time for a bit of fun. If you have enough time on your hands, you can do just about anything. And this guy proves it. You like skateboarding, but you're in a wheelchair? No problem. Well, he makes it look like it's no problem. We don't actually know how he does that, but one thing's for sure, he's been practicing a lot. So now we know for certain that if you have the time to practice enough, it really does make perfect, even if the thing you're practicing is supposed to be impossible. Prefer spending money in making art? You might want to turn to this guy for advice. He makes artworks out of dollar bills. It's a shockingly painstaking process though, because before he can even start making his complex collages, he has to cut up the dollar bills into their tiny component parts using a scalpel. Then he takes hundreds of the tiny pieces.
Don't think you're allowed to do that in the UK.
No, defacing the Queen.
No, I don't think you are. Actually, I think you're
it's
right.
illegal.
It is. Indeed, you're right.
And sticks them all back together again into elaborate scenes discussing capitalism and the American dream. It's more than most of us have achieved in a spare hour. Every now and again, you see someone do something useless so well you wish there was an Olympic category for it. Like maybe they can skip stones really far, or clean windows really fast, or perhaps you won an office chair race and think you can go pro. This woman could win gold with her unique and useless skill, broom twirling. She's incredible at it. Any of us mere mortals would hit ourselves in the face with the broom handle on the first flip, but she can handle that broom like she's trained it. Maybe she's a real witch, or maybe that broom is the one from Fantasia. Those are our best guesses, but we'll never know for sure. Ever found an abundance of something in your house? Like 4 bottles of the same spice that you never use except for failed experiments? Or a load of plastic cups left over after that party? We don't know where this guy got all these cups, but we do know that tower is made up of 3,000 of them. It must have taken ages to build, and a lot of patience would have been required. Unfortunately, patience always runs out at some point. He should have paused to come up with a better way to put the last few cups on the top of his pyramid rather than falling off the ladder. Too late.
Set up.
Set up, of course.
Big red solo cup.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's got to be set up. That you wouldn't
Yeah.
go to a lot of trouble, would you? And then sort of struggle to get the last cup on.
Do you think that's that TikTok mansion in America where it's loads of TikTokers living together? Because it's a pretty interesting looking, very big house,
It's
isn't
very
it?
much so, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now though, some people just like building things. Usually life gets in the way of that kind of thing, but if you have time to spare and only one spot of land to build on, what do? Just build one house and be done with it? That's crazy. No, you build lots of houses, as many as you want, but just stack them on top of each other. This is the Goose Creek Tower, and it's been in the making for over a decade now. This beautiful fairy tale house was built without proper blueprints, and it stretches 185 feet into the sky. That's about as many houses you can stack on top of each other before you get into federal airspace in Alaska, where it's built. It offers a 300-mile, 360-degree view of the surroundings and occasionally the northern lights. So it's not hard to see how stacking houses can become a bit addictive. What do you do if you're a whole team of great basketball players but don't have a team to play against? You could just do a normal practice session, but that gets boring when you do it every day. It's probably better to show off instead. This amazing team clearly did put a lot of practice in, but most of that practice probably went into getting this well-orchestrated stunt to run smoothly. One wrong move and players will be landing on top of each other or not jumping at exactly the right moment to catch the ball in midair. But they perform it so it looks effortless. Nobody puts a wrong foot the whole way through, and they finish with a bang. That's some very impressive time wasting.
I wouldn't call that one time wasting.
No.
To be fair, that's so impressive.
Yeah, that's skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Skill, entertainment.
Practice
yeah,
as well for when they need to do a legit front flip slam dunk.
Exactly.
In a game.
Might happen.
In front
Could be
of
something
goals.
like diversity.
Yeah.
You know, like a
Dance troupe
troupe,
sort of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you still there? Well, since you made it this far, here are all the shout-outs.
Oh, that was it.
Very good.
yeah.
It was good that. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
very
it.
enjoyable that.
Obviously, we've got too much time on our hands.
Yeah, watching it.
Watching that.
Surprised we weren't on it.
You would think how many hours people had to put into learning new skills, and we didn't have to do anything. We just had to sit and watch them. We've not wasted any time whatsoever.
True. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Very good.
Hope you guys enjoyed that too. Don't forget like and subscribe. Hit that button, please. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Cheers, guys.